Hey, folks, welcome to That's on Florida, your weekly dose of sunshine and insanity. I'm Myke Herlihy, joined in studio, as always, with our producer, Erick, Rivera, and the official ambassador of all things Florida, Mr. Omgitswicks. Gentlemen, how you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. I just got my voice back. My energy is still like I'm at around a 7 out of 10 right now as far as back being, things happen different. We're going to talk about it later, but it's different. Recovery time is a lot longer when you hit over 40, I've realized. So
I was going to say, for those who might not know what Wicks is talking about, we just had a string of shows in Sarasota, 5 sold out shows. And I think that's the most amount of shows you've done in one weekend so far, huh?
Yeah. I think before that it was Naples. We did 4.
Right.
But yeah, no, this 5 is the most. And they were, listen, everyone had a lot of energy. So I had to bring it. I had to match the energy that was there. And listen, my body is paying for it right now.
Yeah, it's a lot. Even for Ken and I, who are used to doing shows, if we have one show a night, that's fine. If we have to do 2 shows a night, we're like, okay, that's fine. But it's a little bit different with you and your shows, because once the show is over, a whole nother show starts for you, because we will do a 90-minute show and then we will have a 90-minute meet and greet. And as much as I like to think they're there to say hi to me and Ken, it's definitely everybody wants to get some FaceTime with you at the end of the show. And you're always so good with your fans. I know the venues are like, hey, can he cut the interactions a little shorter? We have another show to get to. I'm like, I warned you. He loves his fans. He's going to be talking. He's going to be talking till they're done talking. He's never the one to say, hey, see you later. So yeah,
we try to tell them. We warn them every time this is going to happen. We've done this a couple times. I mean, we've done it a few times. So we kind of know how the shows goes.
And Sarasota, I just want to say, we've done a lot of shows in a lot of towns so far. And for Ken Miller to come out and say, I like these guys better than Tallahassee, you did something right. You did something right.
Because every show, he would be like, this crowd was good, but Tallahassee was better. And I think even after Thursday night, he was like, still, I think Tallahassee was better. But after Friday and Saturday, he was like, you know what? I think Sarasota is the new king of the hill at this point, because Sarasota definitely was a lot of energy. So
was Sarasota everything you were expecting when you showed up?
It was a lot more, I think, because, and I should have known, because we haven't hit one of those. I mean, outside of Stewart, I want to say Stewart was the only other place that sold out in like 30 minutes or so. So we're starting to hit that stage to where we're hitting a lot of those spaces that sold out in like an hour. And like I say, Stewart was up there for me. And I don't know if it's because Stewart has been a couple months and we've had some shows in between, but the way Sarasota sold out every show as fast as they did, I was kind of like, okay, they may be ready, but they may not. You always have those doubts because they're expecting here, and then when they come in and you talk to them and they, we somehow exceeded their expectations, and then they're talking about how great you are, how great Ken is, and the whole experience. And even the people that's never been to McCurdy's before, we introduced them to their local comedy club. And also, I don't even mean to get long-winded. Thank you, Sarasota. Y'all were amazing. There were a lot of people there that we were their first comedy show, Myke. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, we did our thing.
I had a few people come up and say, we've lived here 15 years and this is our first time coming to the comedy club. And I'm like, well, we're glad to have you. And we had a lot of people coming up saying they've been to a ton of shows at McCurdy's, and this was one of their favorites. I'll say this, your fans are amazing. There's just a difference when you open for acts that have a fan base like you do. And I see that with all your fans all the time. They're just the most caring, giving, generous, nice people. Like even security comes up after the shows. They're like, these people are so well behaved. I'm like, that's because they're all adults, man. They all got work in the morning.
Right,
they can hold their liquor.
Some of them, because there was a lady that was like, I want the shirt that you have on, and I'm like, haha. I'm thinking we're joking. I'm joking. She wasn't joking. She was like, I want the shirt that you have on, and I was like, well, we had these shirts, they weren't selling. I said, so we kind of stopped bringing them. I said, but send me a DM and I will send you the link. And then she was like, no, I want this one. And I was like, yeah, send me the DM me, I'm gonna send you the link. And she was like, no, take it off. I want the one that you have on. And I was like, listen, I don't think you understand the danger that you are in. Sade may be in Lehigh, but that's only an hour away. We're not further enough to be pulling some stunts like that. So, but no, it's most of them were like good though.
We met some good people. It seems the general rule is at every show there's going to be at least one person in the audience that becomes the person that when one comic comes off stage, they warn everybody else in the green room about. You know, and was, I think it was it the Thursday night show?
Oh yeah,
I got on stage and there was just a guy in the front row. So this guy bought tickets in advance. He got a front row table. Him and his girl were right there. She was loving the show, but I almost stopped the show like twice to be like, "You okay, man?" He was just drifting. He looked like he was about to crash out right there.
You know how fast this show sold out? That was the Thursday show, which means we already had the Friday and the Saturday. So we sold the Saturday out first, posted the Friday. That one sold out even faster. We waited a couple weeks and was like, let's do Thursday.
Yeah.
And that was sold out immediately because the people that didn't get it. So you had to be like, and they got front row seats. So to get front row seats, you at 12 on the dot, you had to be ready to click the information to get your tickets. So for them to go through all that and him to be carried out before Ken is even done, that he started here. He started good. When I first came out, he was good. And then when I got to like the middle of my set, I started looking down and I started seeing him go down. And then by the time I got to the end, he was already done. He was done at that point. So, yeah.
He seemed like a nice guy. He just seemed like he started pre-gaming a little bit early and it just all caught up with him.
I got to ask, because I hear like more and more people are, they're taking edibles to comedy shows and things of that nature. Was that something that, did he look like maybe he was like on an edible and was like,
I don't know. I mean, the guy, him and his girl had like a bucket of beer on the table and it looked like they had already been through most of them. But I came off stage and I told Ken, I'm like, I can't really tell, but maybe he's on some kind of medication that he shouldn't be mixing alcohol with, but he seemed okay afterwards. After we did the meet and greet, I asked the door guys. They're like, "Oh no, they left. It was just time to go for them." I'm like, "All right, that's fine." And then we had one show where everything was going great, and there was just one girl who wanted to live stream the whole show, and she had been warned a couple of times, and then she took it personal when the security was like, "No, really, we can't be having you live stream the show." But for the most part, all the fans were just amazing and nice. And you actually got to meet one of your biggest fans, I think. Who was the lady who showed up? She was so excited. She brought you flowers, and then you said, "Oh, this woman has my back since day one."
Yeah, every post, like when we went to the King Center beef, any beef that I enter, I don't even like, because I don't want to bring people into my beefs. I don't have a lot of beefs, but when I do, I gotta go super petty. It's like it happens. And King Center was one of those. And it wasn't even that they said, I don't even want to bring them back up, but it wasn't even that they said no, it was the GM DMing me. That's what like brung the petty out, because it was like, okay, so what's going, what I'm saying? So it was like and she was just in the comments, and she's all the way on this side. She's in Sarasota area, and she's like beefing with me or beefing with the King Center for me. And anybody that comes in my comments and gets sideways with me, she's there. She's there and she don't play. So it's like when I had an opportunity,
unofficial moderator of all things Omgitswicks. She just steps in. Oh, Judy, she's a tough dame. I like her. I like her a lot. Well, Sarasota, we had a great time. I've seen in all the comments, we made a lot of friends. Funny story. I was in my hotel room and I realized, I don't have my little QR things for people who want to follow Facebook or Instagram. So I had my little printer with me and I had my laptop. I had some time to kill. So I made myself some QR codes. And then I'm like, well, I can't make them just for me. Let me make one for the podcast. So I made one for the podcast. And then I'm like, well, Ken's going to be right there. And I know he needs one. So I make one for Ken. And then I'm like, well, I can't make one for Ken. Even though everybody coming to this show obviously follows Wicks, I'm still not going to not make one for Wicks. So I make one with Wicks's Facebook and Instagram. I make one with my Facebook and Instagram. I make one for the podcast. I make one for Ken and his Facebook and Instagram. And I didn't find out until Sunday night. Ken's like, dude, I had to explain to about 100 people who messaged him on his private family Facebook page, because I never knew Ken had a fan page. We've known each other 20 years. I follow him on Facebook. So when I made the QR code, I had made the QR code to the Facebook page I knew about. So he has like 100 people in his, and he doesn't have it set as a business page. So he can't accept any more friends So he's manually having to go explain to 100 people to go follow my fan page. And I just looked down. I'm like, you could just say thank you. You could just say thank you, man. You're lucky I did. Last time I do something nice for Ken Miller, let me tell you.
No, wait a minute. I know we're in our 4th episode here that we're doing, but where's my QR code? Somebody's got to be asking about me down there. No,
I'm sorry, your microphone's cutting out. Hey guys, we got to get to these Florida man stories. There's a lot going on this week. In fact, I think, the first one up, I think Wicks actually told me about this one. Let's take a look. Eric, this actually happened back in our old stomping grounds. Chaos in Jensen Beach this week after a Melbourne man in a pirate outfit was arrested for torching parts of the Savannah's preserve. Witnesses say 22-year-old Morgan Lentz used a tiki torch to ignite several brush fires. Martin County deputies apprehended Lentz after a brief standoff. He now faces multiple counts of arson and criminal mischief. No injuries were reported. Let's go ahead and take a look at this video.
They're going right now. They're going to get him. There you go.
Oh, Jesus.
Bro, this wild, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You got a sword. My guy got a sword. Look at this, bro. This is wild.
Oh, man.
That's not funny at all, but this is wild. Oh, man, that thing is going, bro. They literally came just in time. That thing is moving. Sheesh.
Yo.
Wow. I grew up in Port St. Lucie, and the Savannah stretches all the way from like St. Lucie to Jensen Beach. It's a nature preserve, and to see it going up, like, they are lucky they caught that guy when they did, because that could quite easily spread into a huge multi-acre fire.
Oh yeah.
When I saw the image, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, yo, these brush fires can spread seriously fast, especially if it was dry. Like,
Oh, it's been dry too. It's been like we're in like the dry season in a lot of parts of Florida. Like, my area rains a lot, but like for most of Florida, and I believe most of the East Coast, it's been very dry. So
what's the point of this? This is like, I
don't think we can make sense out of the guy with the samurai sword. Like, the fact that
seriously, right?
He's just roaming around with a samurai sword.
When I was reading the story, it seems like before he set fire to the Savannahs, he had been scared off. There's a little bar in Jensen Beach down at the end of the Jensen Beach Boulevard. And I guess people reported him in the parking lot pouring gasoline on cars before they scared him off. Kudos to the guy who pulled over, reported this, called the cops, and stayed and videotaped the whole thing. I mean, good on you, man.
Hell yeah.
But apparently he ended up in the Savannahs with a tiki torch in one hand, a samurai sword in the other, and just decided this is what we're going to do with the night.
I got questions, right? Here's one of the questions. Where did he get the tiki torch from? Like, nobody. Okay, so if I see somebody walking around with a tiki torch and a samurai sword, I'm going to automatically assume that they're up to no good. Like, instantly, this guy is up to no good, because why does he have a tiki torch and a samurai sword going around Florida?
This next story is a little bit more, I guess, Florida man-y.
Okay.
I would say that last story was actually anti-Florida man. I mean, we're talking Florida man is usually a guy trying to swim with manatees, not burn them. Well, so
the samurai sword kind of brings it back.
Yeah.
The thing that makes Florida man story so great is when, like, it could be something crazy happening and you're like, why are they doing this? But then there's a curveball in there, and the curveball was the samurai sword. Like, if he had not had the samurai sword, I'd be like, what is going on? But I would try to make sense of it. But once the samurai sword was introduced, I was like, I'm not making sense out of this. This guy is just doing some.
I see what you're saying. Guy with a torch in the woods, arson. Guy with a torch and a samurai sword. Now it's a Florida man story.
Exactly. That's what made it a Florida man story.
I see what you're saying. This next one just happened this week. 2 teens were arrested after a series of social media stunts. One teen allegedly drove a lawnmower through the front doors of a Target, causing property damage while his friend filmed the encounter. Not content with just one retailer, the pair also reportedly entered a Culver's restaurant and began using a leaf blower inside the dining area to disrupt customers just the evening before. Let's go ahead and take a look at this video here.
Wow.
Okay.
He got
All right,
in,
so
he got out.
I got something to say, right? So I'm going to give you the perspective of the worker. So you seen the cart guy there when he first went in, right?
Mhm.
I have been that cart guy. I have. You're not in the like you see happy me now. Cart guy me was not happy me because Target normally has one person outside, so you are responsible for all of that. That door is broken. You know who has to fix it? The cart guy. On top of all the carts. And on top of everything else, cleaning the bathroom and everything else that he has to do. And if I would have seen that, that would have been the last day. Like I would have been like, all right, I'm out of here. Y'all can have this vest. Get the machine. I'm leaving.
I will say this, watching that clip, that guy still drives safer than most of the people on those little ETVs in those stores.
I would say that too.
Did you see? Yeah, he hit the door. Only on the way in, though. On the way out, that was smooth.
It was clean. It was clean.
But I mean, he went up, he did his lap, he came right down, he took the curve. I don't know how many times, especially at theme parks, I've been ran over by those people in the little mobile scooters.
Yeah,
they just treat that like that little thing at the front of the train that gets the cows off the track. They just bump you once or twice, and they don't care.
No, they don't. They're in there. They're like, if you're in my way, I'm gonna hit you. I don't care if you are searching for something and I'm on the wrong side. I'm still gonna run into you. Like they don't care. So
I think my favorite part about that video is the fact that for the most part, the people shopping totally unfazed. Just another day.
Just right about the day. Yep.
One guy even pulled out his phone and started recording just to get in on it.
Oh,
Nobody tried.
So the one in the front, if you go back to the beginning of the video, he's the one that got out with it. It goes back farther than that.
All right.
There's
I
a
can
video.
see that. Yeah, I think that's a girl because you can see the shadow and the long hair.
That's the girl. The other guy that he's arrested with, that's him. So
that's the other angle right there.
Yeah, him right there.
Gotcha.
He's with him. When you see him, like there's a longer video I found today that basically it's when they bring it on a trailer. They pull it off the trailer, and that guy he gets out of the truck. And he walks in the store to wait on him to come in so that he can record. And I guess the girl was there giggling all the way. But yeah, it was in Ocala. So I don't know. Like I wouldn't be fazed if it was Ocala. So
speaking of which, we got Ocala coming up shortly here on the list. When's that show at?
June 27th. I can't wait. They're trying to get us to add another show, Myke. That's what they say.
Are they?
Yeah, that's what
I think there's still a couple of tickets available for the ones we have, but they're the individual seats, like one ticket over here, one seat over here, 2 rows over. Yeah.
There's a woman that called the theater to make sure they hold the Friday just in case we decide. She took it upon herself.
Wow.
This is how real this Ocala thing is. She took it upon herself. She called the theater to make sure that they were going to hold this Friday just in case. And the theater said they would. So
I like it.
There's that.
Well, maybe we got to check out ticket sales in Ocala and see if we're going to add that Friday.
So that previous video, obviously, it felt like they were trying to create content, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, do you feel like you're seeing more and more of that so they can get the clicks, right?
It's
regardless
to
of
go
danger.
to go viral, basically, is what a lot of these creators are now. There's not really a talent or anything like that. I'm not saying this is not. I'm saying it's not really it's just like, let's do the craziest thing I can do. Like there's a guy that goes around and just picks fights in like stores. Well, one time he picked a fight in a Walmart, and you don't pick fights in Walmart unless you're prepared.
The wrong fight.
So he ended up picking a fight with this guy in Walmart, and the guy crashes out and is chasing him around the store. The guy made a phone call. So now he has people outside waiting on this guy because he wanted content. So he wanted to make jokes and troll this guy. And it was a crazy situation. They had to call the police. The police had to escort him to his car because these people were outside waiting on him. But yeah, it's just that era that we're in. I guess everybody wants to be a creator, and everybody wants to go viral. So they'll just do anything to do so. So that's where we are now.
And it's funny with the lawnmower thing. If their intention was to go viral, then it worked.
Yes.
It worked because they got the video. Yeah, they got arrested. But when I was looking for the video to pull up, every major news station already had their video up about the incident. So unfortunately, because it works like that, I mean, if you really wanted to stop it, what you would do is never put that video on your news story. And I guess I'm a hypocrite because we just totally put the video up. You can check it out over here on That's on Florida on YouTube.
With the news station, they just kind of want their clicks, so they don't really,
Yeah, that's the funny thing with news stations. They're like, this is unbelievable and should not be seen. Check it out.
Play it for you.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, they don't listen. I realize news stations don't care. Well, my Instagram got banned. I was going through my email, but a lot was going on. I was going through my email, and there was like this news station. Like, I just heard your email got banned. You want to come on and do an interview to talk about it? I'm like, what? No, I don't want to talk about it.
Is that how slow a news day you're having right now? My Instagram, that's the big thing. Not we had like, I don't know, starving children over here or assassination attempts over here. They're like, no, we could do a feel-good story or we could talk about Wicks losing his Instagram. Which one should we do today?
Like, what should we do? So it's like, it's crazy. The news is like, listen, it's wild. That's news will just play anything. So they'll just do it for the clicks. A lot of them see the way social media goes. So they'll see a video like this and you'll see the news on it instantly, like posting it. So,
Well, last Florida man story today comes out of Flagler County. Last month, deputies spotted a man driving his vehicle backwards for a significant distance down State Road 100. When pulled over, the driver appeared confused by the deputies' concerns. During the body cam footage of the arrest, the man famously defended his driving skills. And of course, we do have the video for you.
Multiple people calling on you driving in reverse on 100.
Listen, the car was stuck in reverse. Well, I mean, I didn't think I didn't think that was that bad. When you know what I'm saying, I wasn't even swerving or anything like that, or driving fast.
You're driving backwards on the road.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing as if you were in reverse.
It's not.
It's not.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Just figure it out.
Leave it in your mouth. Just turn around.
I'm not going anywhere. You want that shit up again? I didn't tell him that. I've been telling him. You know what I'm saying?
Stop moving around for a second.
I'm not moving around. My hands are here.
I gotta say, that's the classic defense right there.
Kudos.
I mean, okay. I got a different angle on this. That maybe this guy has a talent. Like this is obviously a talent. Because I can't back up that long without. I'm going in and out. The fact that he was able to drive to his destination, going backward the whole time, not swerving, not speeding, following all the traffic laws backwards. I think that's impressive. I think it's impressive.
I'm with you on that. And it seemed like he was genuinely shocked that he wasn't allowed to do that. The way he looked at the cops and just said, "Oh, it's pretty much the same thing, right, guys?"
That's in the DMV manual that you're allowed to do that. I don't understand why.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's easy for you up in Jersey. I've driven with you guys up in Jersey. For you guys to tell us Floridians what we need to do on the road, I think that's just the pot pedal situation right there.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's perfectly legal move in any state. And the guy certainly was driving very well, and I will certainly give him a call if I'm robbing a bank.
Yeah, you need that guy. You need that guy.
Baby driver there. Exactly.
Because whether it's forward or backwards, you're getting away because this guy's obviously pretty skilled in driving.
He's got some skill.
For those of you listening, I don't blame you. Now you know you're not allowed to drive backwards on the highway in Florida. Apparently, there's a ton of things that people who aren't from Florida don't know about Florida. And we can't really get upset at you for not knowing those things unless we tell you. So that brings us to this week's special public service announcement from Wicks. Out of Florida. Wicks, you got a message for the people this week?
Ooh, Myke, I feel this one. This one comes from the heart because we got a question, and I think we got a couple questions while we were at the show of people saying that they have a gator in their pond in their neighborhood, and they wanted to know who would they call to remove it. And what I want to say is, and I think I said this, leave Gator alone, y'all. Gator is not bothering you. You don't bother Gator. Gator's just minding his Gator business, doing what Gator does. It's mating season. Gator just looking for love. And you out here disrupting that love because you're afraid of Gator when Gator's not even worried about you. Gator's worried about love. So the message today is leave Gator alone. That's all you got to do. That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I kind of went off there. It was one of those things.
Okay.
It was from the heart.
Passionate. It was passionate. That's what it was for.
You know,
I forgot where I was.
There's not many people that will take a stance. Quit blocking the Gator's game. Let the Gator be a Gator, man.
That's it. Do his Gator thing.
How would you like if you were on a date and a Gator just came up on you?
You wouldn't like it because you're like, come on, but any other time, but not right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, chill out. You know,
make me run in zigzags and scream in front of my girl, man. Come on. Thought we were cool.
Now they both looking at me crazy. Don't like me. Come on now. I'm supposed to be looking tough. So, but yeah, that's my Florida PSA for this week. Because
leave them Gators alone.
Yeah,
leave the Gators alone. There you go. You'll last longer here in Florida. Well, that brings us to our new game this week. As always, Eric went and researched some things for us, all things Florida. This week, it's a little bit different. He's going to give us some clues, and all the answers are films that were either filmed in Florida or based on Florida. Okay. So he's going to give us a few clues. We're going to try and get it. We got 5 of them coming up, and let's see how we do. Eric, I turn it over to you for this week's game, Hollywood to Hollywood.
Hollywood to Hollywood. All right, guys, here we go. So let's start it off. We're going to start with a film, right? This first one is from 1998. This film was meticulously planned in the town of Seaside and Panama City, which served as the fictional Sea Haven. That's the first clue. Mm-hmm. Norman Rockwell and the 1940s were big inspirations, including one of the cast members named Laura Linney. She looked at a 1940s Sears and Roebuck's catalog as preparation for her role as Meryl. That's your second clue. And what I found really interesting, another character or another actor in this movie, Ed Harris, was actually a last-minute replacement for Dennis Hopper, who was originally going to play this role.
I have nothing. I have nothing.
All right, now
I actually know this one. I just watched it with my oldest a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't know it was filmed in Florida until we did that show in Tallahassee, and someone on the line brought up a conversation about it. I believe it was the Truman Show with Jim Carrey. Show with Jim Carrey.
It is the Truman Show. Also, another fun little fact, there's a psychiatric condition called the Truman Show delusion. In 2008, a psychiatrist shared that he had met 5 schizophrenic patients who believed their lives were reality television shows. And one patient even climbed the Statue of Liberty believing that his high school girlfriend would be at the top. So there's an actual psychiatric condition called the Truman Show delusion, where unfortunately people think that they're on a reality television show.
You know, it doesn't help that I saw previews for some show. I think it's called The Retreat or something. Did you guys see this? Where basically they took this dude, hired him at a company, and then his first week working at the company, they're like, you're in charge of putting together the company retreat. They send them off to an island where he's got to organize everything. And here's the thing. The guy is the only one that's a part of all this that isn't an actor. He thought he really got hired at a company.
Yeah.
Got put in charge of this retreat. Everybody else involved in it is actor. So if there's people running around with this condition, I can't even be like, you're crazy, because apparently TV shows are going around doing this. Yeah, let's take normal people, throw them in the middle of a TV show. Or how many of these shows do you have, like Impractical Jokers, or that one where what's that one show, like the what would you do in that situation? where you're in the restaurant and people start, like, some guy hits his wife and they're filming you. Those are actors to see how you would respond. I can't blame the guy. All right. So
nice job, Herlihy. Nice job. All right. Thanks, that was the first one. All right. We're going to go take this next movie back to 1990. Now, the director used the suburbs of Pasco County, specifically Lutz and Land O'Lakes, to create the film's surreal pastel color neighborhood. That's your first clue. The second clue. The main character only says 169 words in the entire movie. His character, especially his hair, was inspired by Robert Smith of The Cure. That's your second clue. Your third clue. The director conceived of the idea for the movie from a drawing he made as a teenager, featuring a thin, slender man with blades for fingers.
Edward Scissorhands.
That is correct.
When you said the blades, I'm like, I know Edward Scissorhands. That's all I needed. The hair, I was kind of like, maybe. I didn't know that was in.
Where was that filmed? Pasco County, you said?
Pasco County and Lutz and Lando Lakes. Apparently, the neighborhood has a lot of pastel colored houses, and they wanted to use that as a juxtaposition for surreal. Yep.
So Tim Burton based that whole movie off a drawing he did when he was a kid.
A drawing he made as a teenager. And then not only that, but also, interestingly enough, Robert Smith, Tim Burton actually approached him to do the soundtrack for the film. And unfortunately, he passed that because he didn't even know who Tim Burton was as a director at that time.
Did Danny Elfman do that one too?
Danny Elfman did do that's correct. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nice. Well, good job, Wicks. You got that one, man. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. 1-1. It's getting heated up in here.
I feel it. It's my locked in face.
All right, here we go. We're going to 1998 now.
Okay. All right.
This next movie was filmed in several locations in Florida, in DeLand, and Daytona, and Orlando. What's interesting is that this film was originally set to be in New England and also not in color. The original plot had this football team originating from New England set in the 1950s and filmed in black and white. An interesting little fact, this is the main actor, his third film where the love interest had the initials VV as their name. All right, and now I'll give you a couple more. I know Mike's probably got it.
No, don't be cheating.
Don't
be cheating. Ready.
No, I got it. It's The Waterboy with Adam Sandler.
I gave you two. That's not fair.
Waterboy.
That was filmed in Florida.
The Waterboy was filmed in DeLand, Daytona, and also what's interesting. Yes, so I saw Mike. You got it on the VV thing. So
Vicky Valancourt.
for Adam Sandler, that's right. Yeah. Vicky Valancourt, right? Then Veronica Vaughn in Billy Madison and Virginia Bennett in Happy Gilmore. So that, and then
I never knew that it was supposed to be like a black and white film up in New England. I never knew that. I wonder what made him change.
I'm glad it was what it was, because that's one of my favorite movies.
Interesting. The writer Tim Herlihy said it would have been a very different movie. I don't know about the New England college football scene. It would have been different for sure. Writer Tim Herlihy told SB Nation back in 2018.
You know the funny thing about Tim Herlihy? Tim Herlihy was a writer for SNL, and he became a co-writer on a lot of Adam Sandler movies. My father's name is Tim Herlihy, and Herlihy is not a very common name. So back in the early 90s, or probably the mid 90s when Adam Sandler started taking off, my dad's email address was timherlihy@AOL.com, which was AOL was big. So my dad, who helped build and design airplanes for a living, started getting all these emails from wannabe filmmakers and actors saying, I would love to be a part of an Adam Sandler film, or can you look over my script? And he would keep replying to them, I am not that Tim Herlihy. And finally,
I would have had fun with that.
Finally, he got so tired of just telling people he wasn't that Tim Herlihy that he just got mean. And he's like, I read the script. It sucks. Find another line of work. So there's probably some guy out there that never pursued his screenwriting dream because my dad, who's not that Tim Herlihy, shot him a scathing review of something he never even read.
Man, that is hilarious.
Yeah, that's my dad, man. That's my dad.
That's hilarious.
I thought you would find that interesting, Mikey.
Yeah.
Sorry, so we're gonna move on to something a little newer, and I chose this one because this is actually one of my favorite creators and writers. This show was developed by Bill Lawrence, and Bill Lawrence is the creator of shows like Scrubs, Shrinking, that's out there right now, Ted Lasso. This is based on a best-selling novel. It's adapted from a 2013 novel by renowned Florida author and journalist Carl Hysen. The story takes place in the Florida Keys and Miami, and it focuses on a severed human arm that washes ashore as the main character tries to investigate to get his job back. The show's soundtrack features an extensive number of songs written by Tom Petty in the form of covers. Famous musicians such as Eddie Vedder, Weezer, Fitz and the Tantrums have all contributed onto this soundtrack.
And you said this was what year?
This is 2025, so very recently.
Oh, yeah. It's that one with Vince Vaughn, right? It's something with Vince Vaughn.
You got the main character.
Is it
is it something Monkey?
You're getting so warm. You're on fire. You're getting.
The reason I know this is Wicks. We're going down in July. We're doing my buddy's club, Comedy Key West, Tom Dustin's room. And all these comedians down there started posting pictures when Vince Vaughn was down there shooting episodes.
Gotcha.
So I was like, okay. I want to say, and I think I even saw the first episode. I think I even saw the first episode where they were looking for some dude's arm or some arm washed up. It's Vince Vaughn.
It's a good show. If you would say the opposite of good would be
bad. Oh, okay. Bad Monkey.
Bad Monkey, gentlemen. The show is Bad Monkey. And yes, Bill Lawrence is one of my favorite. He's also got a show out there on HBO right now with Steve Carell called Rooster. All these shows, great shows. And he's a really great one.
Cool. I haven't seen it yet.
I'll have to check it out. I think I watched the pilot episode, and then it just became one of those things that I forgot to get back to follow up on. So
exactly.
It's a good show, and it's classic. Vince Vaughn is just classic swingers, and the way he riffs and the way he goes. Point the camera, shoot, and
let him roll.
And let him roll. Now, the next one, I have never seen this movie. I chose this one because I thought it was an interesting location, and maybe or maybe you're not, you've seen this movie, so this might be a little bit of a harder one. This movie was shot at the Magic Castle Inn and Suites in Kissimmee, and the movie captures the stark contrast between the luxury of theme parks and the reality of local residents living in Kissimmee. So like I said, the movie was shot at the actual Magic Castle Inn and Suites in Kissimmee, which continued operating as a business during production. It had a guerrilla style ending in where the final scene where the main character Mooney runs away to Disney World, and those were filmed guerrilla styles because they didn't have official permission. So they actually went into the park using iPhones and a skeleton crew and shot their scene. This movie, also producers originally wanted a major star to play the main character, Herlihy, and considered Britney Spears or Miley Cyrus to be one of those main actors.
I know it. I've seen the movie. It's got as the hotel manager. It's William Dafoe.
Yes,
William Dafoe.
That was.
I can't remember the name of the movie. I've seen it. I don't know it. Wicks, do you know this movie I'm talking about?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It was a tough one.
I've seen it. The movie itself hit close to home for me because I lived in my townhome in Orlando for 10 years, and this movie was about people who, after the market crash in 2008, were having problems getting houses. So they were living out of hotels on 192. They would stay there and make enough money to pay day by day by day, but they didn't have good credit, or they couldn't get into a house or a rental situation. So you got these people working full-time jobs, but they're living out of hotel rooms. And it was an epidemic all up and down 192. And they go over this in the movie. With some of these hotels, you can't stay there for more than 28 days because then you technically become a resident. So they would make you pack up all your stuff and go stay somewhere else for one night just so you can come back and start all over again. And the reason it hit close to home was because I was like, how can this happen to someone? Now, a month after I watched the movie, the people who rented out my townhome said, oh, we're moving back in. You have 60 days to find somewhere else to live. So after 10 years, all of a sudden I'm scrambling for 60 days to find someplace. And because of what I do with comedy, I don't have a quote unquote on paper job. So even though I had good credit and I had money, there were places that wouldn't even talk to me. So I'm like, we might end up in a hotel. So that's a long way to go. Eric, I know the movie you're talking about. I have no, is it midnight or daylight or dream?
It's a tough one. And I chose it because I figured, especially with the Kissimmee thing, but the title of the movie is called The Florida Project, and William Dafoe is one of the main characters in there. And it's a really fascinating story, but I love the fact that I wonder if they got sued by Disney afterwards or something. Disney had to get their money some way, shape, or form after filming in the park. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. One of the stories I did hear is that there was a girl that was staying at the hotel while they were filming that was in exactly the situation we were talking about, where her parents were just working day to day. They were all sharing one room. The car was broken down, like the alternator didn't work on it. So there was this little girl who became friends with the actress who was the same age. So in between scenes, they would be hanging out by the pool and just running around doing things that little kids do. And the producers actually decided, hey, why don't we use her as a stand-in? Because when you're making a film, a lot of times there's boring stuff to do, like standing for, the lighting. So they went ahead and offered the little girl and her parents the job of stand-in for her friend and paid them enough that they could get their car fixed and everything else.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get back to something easy. And we threw a little difficult.
Thank you. I was ready for something easy.
All right, here we go. So we're going back. So we're going to 1996, and South Beach serves as the setting for director Myke Nichols and screenwriter Elaine May's blockbuster remake of Franco-Italian comedy La Cage aux Follies. All right. So that's your first clue. The second clue, and I thought this is Steve Martin was originally set to star as Armand, one of the characters in this movie. Okay. Also features the original music by Stephen Sondheim.
I feel like Myke already knows this. I can see the look after the close to the second. Before you finish the second hint, I seen Myke's face.
Yeah,
I was like, Myke's ready.
Cover your ears. I'm gonna give Wicks some of the cast members here. All right, good job. All right. So some of the cast members include Gene Hackman, Nathan Lane, Callista Flockhart, and if I say the main person,
Robin Williams.
All right, that's right. That's the main character is Robin Williams with Nathan Lane, Gene Hackman, Callista Flockhart, and Hank Azaria, who played the character Armand instead of Steve Martin.
No, that's not correct.
That's
Hank
correct.
Azaria didn't play Armand.
He played the butler.
Yeah, get it right, research guy.
Sorry, he played the butler. Apologies.
I say Myke already got it.
Yeah, you know it though. You remember?
I think
this movie,
so.
Wick? What was it?
No, I want you to go ahead. Go ahead, Myke.
Okay.
You got this one.
The Birdcage.
It is The Birdcage.
Yeah. I didn't know that was actually filmed in Florida. Was that filmed in Florida?
South Beach, Miami. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, great movie.
I was like, yeah, you got this.
Great movie where Robin Williams and Nathan Lane play a gay couple who own a drag club. Right?
That's correct.
Gotcha.
Yep.
They tried to play straight for the weekend to impress.
They're meeting the parents, the conservative parents,
and the fiance's parents. I think he's a congressman or something like that.
Gotcha. Gene Hackman and
Gene Hackman. Yeah, great movie.
And Diane Weiss, who is
very funny,
also a great character actor.
So what do we have? We had Truman Show. We had
Truman Show. You had you had Edward Scissorhands. We had The Water Boy. We had Bad Monkey. We had the Florida Project, and we had the Birdcage.
I don't think either of us got Bad Monkey or the Florida Project. So I just didn't realize those are a lot of good. No, you didn't. Those were a lot of good films here in Florida. Yeah, not bad for the first time trying to play Hollywood to Hollywood. And Wicks, don't be too hard on yourself, because what I've realized is every time we post clips from these games we do, everybody in the comments is like, "I knew that. I knew that.
Yeah,
I knew that. I knew it." No, you didn't.
I knew that one.
No, you didn't. You know what we'll have to do one time? Maybe at one of the live shows when we got time, we'll have to bring some contestants up and see how they are when they're on the spot.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Is that when you guys are going to fly me down first class? And
your mic's going out again, man. Your mic's going again. You might want to check.
Something's going on with this mic.
Sound guy. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, we got a little bit of time left, and as we told people in Sarasota, at the end of our shows, our live shows, we always do a question and answer segment on stage. Sometimes we can't get to every question, so what we like to do on the podcast is get to the ones we didn't get to on stage, and we actually have a couple here for you tonight. Wicks, I've heard you say Eddie Murphy is one of your inspirations. What made you decide not to use cuss words in your comedy?
So I have kids, and I have a lot of nieces and nephews. And a lot of the times it's very uncomfortable when I'm watching a video that has a lot of curse words in it, especially because I'm always around my kids. I kind of got to like turn it down or put headphones on. So with me, it's more so, like I said, I know my nieces and nephews are going to be watching. My kids are going to be watching. So it's like, I think I can be funny without using a curse word. I've always been able to like make things happen without using vulgar language. So like I said, it was just something more so, something that I knew like I said, I wanted to be a good role model for my kids and, my nieces and nephews. So it kind of started there, and then it just kind of went on from there.
And I will say, when we're doing the meet and greet after the show and people are coming up, I don't think I've ever had so many people tell Ken and I, like, hey, we really appreciate coming out to see stand-up comedy and just you guys keep it in clean for us. And we explained that's all Wicks. I'm like, when we work with Wicks, we keep it clean because we know what his audience wants.
Come see us.
If you want to see me and Ken on Thursday or Sunday, we let all the words, we double up on the profanity to get over what we weren't allowed to say this week. So, but no, it's a good feeling because there's some people who will be like, I don't mind it, but I got my mother-in-law with me. It makes me feel awkward, you know? Yeah. So we get a lot of those guys like, man, I don't mind a little dirty stuff, but I got the wife with me tonight. I appreciate you guys keeping it clean. Let's see. Next question. Wicks, have you ever seen or been in snow?
Yes, I have. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. It was I saw snow one time on accident. It was on accident.
On accident.
Okay, let me explain. Let me explain how this happened. So we went to visit. So my great grandma, on my mom's side, she's from New York. That's where she's from. Right. My dad's side, his side is the one that's like in Florida. But like my mom's side, my great grandma's from New York. She ended up moving to like Virginia. So we were up there visiting her one year, and we wake up and everybody's like running outside. They go outside, they're excited. So if they're excited, I'm gonna be excited. So they're running outside. I get up, I'm running outside, and I get to this snow. And when I tell you, the moment I hit the snow, I turned around, I said, "No, this is not for me." I went back in the house, I sat down, and they were outside with the snow, and I was in the house in the warmth, minding my Florida business.
What thing you like? It's a beautiful thing. It makes everything look so clean and nice. And
it's cold. It's cold. I don't.
Yeah, there's that.
I don't deal with anything cold. I don't.
What
even
were
put
you
ice
wearing?
in my drinks.
What were you wearing?
I don't think it mattered. Like I had on like pants, and because it was like a little chilly already. But I could have had on the biggest coat. Plus, I only have Florida clothes. Like I have Southwest Florida clothes, which it's like pants and maybe a sweatshirt that can, we can survive down here. But for that, you need like Virginia clothes. Like I didn't have Virginia clothes. I had South Florida clothes. So I was not prepared at all. But I don't think because even if I put on like my 3 hoodies, the blanket, and the 3 pair of pants and all of that, when it's in South Florida, when it hits like 30 degrees, I'm still like, nah, I'm just going to stay in the house. Like it's not even worth risking it. So.
I'm going to defend you. When I lived in Florida for all that time, I gotten so used to the temperature and the humidity and stuff like that. It wasn't a thing. And I would have friends from Jersey come down and visit me, and they'd be like dripping sweat and just like, they'd be like, oh, disgusting. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Like, I'm perfectly fine. And then I moved back up to Jersey and got acclimated to the weather up here again. And then the last time I went and visited Myke, I brought my wife down, and it was like, oh my God, did I live in this? I can't breathe.
How did I survive this?
I can't breathe. I can't go from A to B without like dripping, pouring sweat. But then I remembered, I was like, dude, I used to play golf in 98 degrees in Florida, with the humidity, and it wasn't a thing. It's what you're acclimated to.
I remember I moved down to Florida when I was 8 years old, and I remember going to the bus stop the first time, and it was kind of already in the middle of winter. And I get down here, and I walk to the bus stop, and I'm wearing like jeans and a t-shirt and carrying my little book bag. And I get there, and it's just like 8 or 9 kids, and they're just layered up with sweatshirt and hoodie and everything else. It's like 70 degrees, if that. But I mean, they are bundled up, and one of them's actually burning notebook paper at the bus stop so that they can all, like hobos, just gathered around.
We got to survive.
Like, what is wrong with these people? I got my bowl cut and everything. I get on the bus.
A little doo-wop around the trash can.
It took me less than a year to be that kid at the bus stop going, anyone got any extra notebook paper? Right. My blood. It took 1 year for me to thin out and become like Florida sensitive to, what is it, like 79 today? Sheesh.
I feel that 60-degree hit.
Yeah.
Like it feels like a punch in the ribs. I'm telling you, every time.
And even now, it's rare that I don't go somewhere without my hoodie, because I'll have it in the car. If I go in the restaurant, I'm like, they got the AC on. Let me go get my hoodie. So
put on this hoodie
I wouldn't survive. I wouldn't survive up north if I had to go back, man. All right. One more question for you today. We just saw you in Sarasota. Do you plan to do any out-of-state comedy tours soon?
I have been seeing that question a lot. What I will say is I'm not against doing anything out of state, right? Once we finish Florida, because I feel like if we go out of state before finishing Florida, it's going to be a riot. Like there's going to be some chaos happening. So I'm all down for like Also, my second stipulation is it can't be cold. Like I'm not going anywhere.
You're not going during the winter.
Yeah, we got this amount of money for you. It's the most money you've ever made, but you got to go to the Alaska or somewhere cold. It could be anywhere. It don't even got to be Alaska. That's extreme, but it could be like Georgia. I don't play. Georgia snows. Even South Georgia snows. My mom moved there. I won't even go and visit them during the. So I'm down as long as it's not cold. That's it.
I guess that's fair, because I noticed when we did Orange Park, we had people who were, hey, we drove down from Georgia, or we came over from Louisiana. And I started, it's just that you do so much Florida content. I never really thought, would people outside the state be interested in seeing Florida content outside of Florida?
So I think that because Florida is what Florida is, like I told you, when I look at my analytics, right, and this is the weirdest thing, I'll look at my analytics and it'll take like the top cities. It'll be like Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, New York City, Chicago. Like this is how it goes. So that lets me know either one or two things. People that are not in Florida are very curious about Florida and they're told to come to me. Absolutely. Or also people that used to live in Florida that moved out of Florida and they still want that that feeling of home. Like, so they'll watch my content as like I remember that happening because they grew up here, but then they moved away.
They're like expats. They were Florida. Now they're stationed somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no out-of-state shows booked yet.
It's gonna happen.
We have got a lot on the books right now. This coming weekend, we're going to be at the studio at Meisner Park in Boca Raton, Florida. We have 2 shows, 6 and 8:30. Tickets still available for both those shows. Then we're at the Sani Comedy Theater in Sarasota.
Yeah,
we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shows all sold out. In the middle of June, we're at Cultural Park Theater, 4 shows, still some tickets remaining for those. Then towards the end of June, we're at Side Splitters in Wesley Chapel. We just added those shows last week. I think 3 out of 4 are just about sold out right now.
Yeah, they're almost gone.
So if you haven't got on that, get on it. Ocala, as of right now, we're just doing the 2 shows on June 27th, but we might add that Friday. We might have to have that talk. July 10 and 11, we're at Comedy Key West. 2 of those shows are already sold out. The other 2 are gonna sell out. So get on those if you're down that way. August 29th, we're at the Polk Theater. I believe we have a little over 1,300 out of 1,400 seats sold already. Less than 100 left. September 11th through 12th, we're back at Visani's in Port Charlotte. One of those shows is sold out. Still tickets remaining for the others. Then October 2nd and 3rd, we're at the Brevard Zoo, sold out. Melbourne Lisa Performing Arts Center, 2 shows, both sold out. The following weekend, we're at Gregory's Comedy Club, also sold out. Then November, we're at Off the Hook Comedy Club. I believe tickets are available. And then December 5th, we're at Side Splitters Comedy Club for 2 shows. Tickets aren't on sale for that yet. And then December 19th, we're at the Mount Dora Music Hall in Mount Dora, Florida. I believe that seats 600. Tickets are on sale. We got a little over 350 sold right now. And then I'm not sure we're supposed to announce this or not, but it looks like Lake City.
Out.
Yeah, why not? We can always take it back later, but Lake City, we did not forget about you. We have been working on something. And actually, Wicks kind of took the point on this one. He just said, we're doing it. So we're doing it. We should be signing the contract this week. It looks like we're going to be at the Levy Theater in Lake City, September 19th. And then should we tell them about the big one?
Why not? I mean, we're here. They come to the podcast for the exclusives, and we give them the exclusives.
All right. So we've been trying forever to get into Pensacola, and the one theater that was at the top of our list was the Sanger Theater in Pensacola. We wanted it. Things have been happening back and forth. At first, it wasn't available. Then it was available, and then they only work with certain production companies, and you got to go through these people if you're a comedian. And long story short, for some reason, they had a total change of heart today. They gave us a call, and they asked us if we would like to do a show at the Sanger Theater in Pensacola, August 15th. And we said yes. So now we're just waiting on the final confirmation email. So Pensacola, there you have it.
We pulling up.
You know, anytime we posted, hey, should we do a show here? Pensacola would be in the comments like, what about us? We'd say, hey, can we come to Miami? Nobody from Miami would respond, but Pensacola would be like, hey, what about us?
Come
and
to
I think you put out a feeler post today saying, Pensacola, did you really want me to come? And I think in the first hour, it was already over 500 likes, 300 comments, making me think that Pensacola was serious when they said they want you to roll through.
I'm telling you, there was a couple cities, Myke. There was Sarasota. You see how that went. Brevard, you seen how that went, and then there was Pensacola, and they were like, "Come here." I got a good feeling that Pensacola is gonna. Like I said, Port Charlotte sold out fast, but it wasn't one of those cities that was like, "Come here." Until we booked in Sarasota, then Port Charlotte was like, "No, come here." Like we live closer to you. Come here.
Yeah. So, we're not driving all that way. You come here. You come here, which is what I love. That no matter where we book a show, there will still be someone 15 minutes away from that venue going, "Nah, you need to come to my backyard specifically." I'm like, this man's driving 5 hours. You can drive 15 minutes, but they're like, nope. I'll wait till you're playing the movie theater across the street from the mall.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, you're gonna be waiting then. You're gonna be waiting. Well, guys, as always, thank you for listening. Sarasota, you were a blast. If any of the people that were at Sarasota are new followers of the podcast, thank you so much. Truthfully, one of the most fun runs of the tour so far. If you haven't already, go ahead, follow Wicks on Instagram, follow Wicks on Facebook, give Erick a follow. He's over there doing his music thing. He also has a podcast talking about being a new dad called Don't Eat the Yellow Snow. Check that one out.
And TGI Fridays in Clifton, New Jersey, sitting at the bar eating wings if anybody wants to join me. No, I'm just
So go ahead, give the podcast a follow. We are now available on just about any platform you stream podcasts, but the only place to see us is on YouTube. That's on Florida. On behalf of myself, Myke Herlihy, Erick Rivera, and the one, the only Omgitswicks, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you guys next week.